Hello and welcome to I don't have Ozempic, but I have free will. What this is going to be is like a weekly video where I help you with one thing you can do to help you eat less. Now, not everyone has access to Ozempic. Not everyone has the funds or whatever. There's a lot of reasons why some people can't get Ozempic and want it. So this is to help those that only have their free will to rely on in terms of eating less. I want to make it clear that everybody knows that Ozempic, GLP-1, it's nothing magical. It tells your brain you're not hungry. Like, that's the magic. I think people I hear saying the most is that it like cuts out the food noise, and there are ways to get around that. And what we're going to do is I'm going to teach you or help you with little small things that will add up over time that will help you eat less. And that essentially is what the drug does, is it makes you eat less. It's not changing your body, it's changing your brain. And we can do that on our own, and it can be done. Again, free will is tricky. As a society, we don't really know how to act around anything. Driving fast, drugs, alcohol, food, spending, online shopping, whatever. The list goes on. Anyway, what this is going to do is give you one little thing that you can practice and add to your life to help you eat less. So the first one is do not eat processed foods. Now, is that blanket on everything? Well, no, sometimes it's what you have to do. What I'm saying is if you can cut out like 2 things that are processed a day in your life, you will eat less. Here's why. Processed foods are freaking delicious. And what they do to your brain is they say, yes, please, more of that. It creates this loop in your brain that goes over and over of like yes and more and yes and more. And maybe this is a depressing way of looking at eating whole foods, but eating whole foods is not exciting. There's not a lot of that like chemical dependence on natural food or whole foods or whatever, clean, whatever word you want to use. It isn't exciting, but also food isn't really meant to be exciting. It's just something we eat. Again, depressing. But if you continue to eat these combinations of salty and sweet and deliciousness that you can replicate in a natural way, it just creates the brain loop, and we get attached to that. And you can change that brain loop slowly over time by eating less of that, obviously. What happens also with processed foods is it can kind of make your blood sugar go up and down, and it can make some people feel hungrier earlier than they normally would have if they had eaten something that was like calorie dense, if you will. Not calorie dense, nutrient dense. Nutrient dense is what I meant there. Anyway, so eating whole foods is going to satiate you for longer periods of time, and it's going to level out your blood sugar so you function normally like you normally would, and it's going to hopefully help you stay satiated longer. Not hopefully, it will. What can happen is people will overeat and mindlessly eat something that's processed because it tastes so good, and there's also that, ooh, one more, just one more, just one more. You're not really going to say that about like a piece of broccoli. Well, I'm not. Or, I don't know, a vegetable. Maybe there are I know there are people out there who do that. I'm just simply not one of them. But the point is take out 1 or 2 things in a day that you eat that's processed, and think about how you can recreate that with natural food, regular food, clean food, whatever the word is. I don't really like the word clean. What you can do, though, is just put that into your daily life, and you will notice that you eat less. The other last point about eating natural food or unprocessed food is that you can really eat a ton of it with like fewer calories, like especially when it comes to fruits and vegetables and all of that. You can load up. So if you find yourself someone who really has attached snacking with watching a show, first of all, try not to. Second of all, if you do, here you go. Get some blueberries and some strawberries cut up and some yogurt or something that you can get that snack. What I like to do is I like to get the skinny popcorn, and if I just need to have at it, I have at it, and it doesn't kill my diet. So try to start replacing things that you do with processed foods with something that came from the earth that will give you some potassium or magnesium or give your body something. That's the tip.